Badlapur, Dombivli, Ghatkopar, Thane, Kalyan. If these station names are part of your daily routine, you are not commuting. You are surviving. You know the drill. The crowd swells before the train even arrives. You can't breathe. You can't move. One slip, one shove, and you are either hanging by a handle or hitting the tracks. It's not a journey, it's a gamble with your life. Let's call it what it is. Mumbai's local train network isn't a lifeline anymore. It's a high-speed death trap. And the numbers prove it. Just in the first 5 months of 2025, 922 people have died on this network. That's over 6 people every single day. 210 of them fell from overcrowded trains. That's not a statistic, it's a rolling massacre. Hello, I'm Tejas and this is Honest Take on Lokmat Times. Today we are putting the system on trial. We will break down the 5 most dangerous stations in Mumbai's suburban rail network, each one a ticking time bomb. We will show you exactly how negligence, poor planning and decades of apathy have made these stations disaster zones. But before we dive in, you know the drill. If you haven't already, hit subscribe and tap the bell icon because we don't do fluff here, we do facts. Let's get into it. Let's take a look at our first station, Badlapur station. Badlapur wasn't always like this. Once a sleepy suburb with weekend bungalows, it has exploded into a bustling township with nearly 6 lakh residents. Why? Because Mumbai's insane property prices pushed the middle class further out. But here is the thing, the trains did not follow them. The infrastructure stayed stuck in 2010 while the population jumped by over 60% in the last decade. So what's the current situation at this station? The platform number 1 is barricaded by Central Railway. Where do people go? They are forced onto the incomplete platform 1A. It's narrow, it's chaotic, it turns into a death funnel during peak hours. So why do crowds swell at Badlapur? A 1 BHK in central Mumbai costs rupees 1.2 crore. In Badlapur, 30 to 40 lakh. That's why families moved here. But the daily commute? Hellish. Platforms are swamped every morning like a tsunami. On July 30, 2025, that's today, a small track fracture derailed services. The result? Thousands stranded. Local services between Badlapur and Karzat were suspended. So what needs to happen? Convert Badlapur into a terminus so more trains can start from here. Finish the home platform that has been under construction for over 2 years now. Remove barriers that restrict free movement on platform 1 because right now, one emergency here and you are looking at a stampede waiting to happen. Let's move to our next station, Dombivli station. If you have taken a 758 local from Dombivli, you know what battle feels like. Dombivli handles around 2.5 lakh passengers every single day. But how many trains originate from here? Just 17. In a recent tragedy, 4 people died while several others were injured after falling off the train between Kopar and Diva in the month of June. Students, young professionals, daily wagers, all crushed or flung off trains during peak hour surges. Some never made it to work, others never made it home. And the very next day after the tragedy, videos went viral of people storming AC locals because regular ones were cancelled. People hanging out of doors because the train can't close. You can literally see their fear and their desperation. The Thane Dombivli belt accounts for 58% of all fall-related deaths on Central Railway. The Kalyan GRP zone alone saw 116 deaths in 2024. Dombivli has become the nerve center for people working in Central and South Mumbai, but its infrastructure is stuck in the 90s. So what needs to happen now? Increase originating train services drastically, widen platforms and upgrade crowd management, retrofit trains with automatic doors to prevent fall-related deaths. Because every morning in Dombivli is a test of luck, and for hundreds, luck eventually runs out. The next and most threatening station at peak hours, Ghatkopar station. Ghatkopar is where two systems collide, literally. It's the junction of Central Railway and Metro Line 1. And what that creates is a crowd pressure cooker. When a single metro train is cancelled, 500 extra people flood into the station. Within 30 minutes, you are staring at stampede conditions. Videos show passengers crammed so tight, they can't even lift their hands to protect their faces. It's not a train station anymore, it's a human meat grinder. So what needs to happen here? Separate entry and exit gates for metro and local train passengers. Expand metro capacity from 4 coach to 6 coach trains. Use real-time crowd monitoring to manage flow. Right now, Ghatkopar isn't just unplanned, it's dangerous by design. That brings us to our next station, Thane station. Thane is massive. It serves 8 to 10 lakh commuters every day. Yet walk into the station during peak hours and you will feel like a cattle in a pen. 2.25 lakh Delhi commuters, over 60,000 tickets sold, and that doesn't include pass holders. But why is it such a mess? Thane is a junction. Trains to CST, Vashi, Panvel, Karzat and Kasara all pass through here. The result? Multi-directional crowd pressure. There is no peak hour, it's a peak day. 22 deaths due to falls in just 5 months of 2025. Second only to Kalyan. Only 1 foot over bridge was added in the last 5 years. Escalators work sometimes. Platforms are barely wide enough to stand without touching the next person. So what needs to happen? Accelerate platform widening, which is already sanctioned but moving very slowly. Add at least 2 more foot over bridges. Use tech to segregate passengers by train direction. Thane is what happens when a regional hub gets zero priority. And it is sad because former CM and current Deputy CM Eknath Shinde comes from Thane. Let's move to our next and final station, Kalyan Station. The station where every line meets. The one that connects Mumbai to Karzat, Kasara, Ambarnath, Dombivli. And sadly, the one with most dead bodies. 50 deaths in 5 months, that's 10 people a month dying just at one station. Trains arrive already packed, commuters try to push in or cling to doors. One misstep and you are under the wheels. But why is the situation so dire? Because no dedicated platforms for different destinations. Footbridges choke with pressure of multiple lines converging. So what do we do with this station? Emergency platform expansion. New footover bridges with segregated exit lanes. Install automatic doors and dedicated train bays. Now that we have seen the 5 major stations which are immediate threat for impending mishaps, let's break down why are these stations under siege. Number 1. Housing crisis. Mumbai's property prices have gone nuclear, so the middle class fled to Badlapur, Dombivli, Thane. Problem is, infrastructure never followed. Number 2. Employment hubs stay central. Despite all the talk of decentralization, the jobs are still in South Mumbai and BKC, which means everyone is coming in. Number 3. Investment gaps on infra. MUTP 2, 3 and 3A sanctioned over Rs 52,000 crore, but implementation is crawling. Of the 238 new 12-car trains approved, only a fraction have hit the tracks. Number 4. Third and fourth lines misused. They exist, but they are reserved for mail and express trains. Locals still run on the same tracks as 20 years ago. Over 26,000 people have died in the last decade on Mumbai's railway network. 31% of deaths remain unidentified. That's how many were migrant workers or daily wagers. 7 people die every single day. These are fathers who never come home, women crushed in a crowd, students who vanish during a routine commute. Let's be real, a major tragedy is not a question of if, but when on these stations. Remember Elphinstone Road 2017, 23 people died in a stampede, or the Mumbai collapse that killed 5. What's brewing in Badlapur, Dombivli, Ghatkopar, Thane and Kalyan could kill hundreds. We have video proof, we have the numbers, we have the death certificates. If no action is taken and a major stampede or train disaster does occur, the blood will be on the hands of those who chose paperwork over people, who treated human lives as acceptable collateral damage. This is your warning and ours. Fix it before another name joins the death list tomorrow morning. That's it for this honest take with me, Tejas. Share this if you have ever clung to a door, missed a train to avoid dying, or wondered if today was your turn. We need to make noise because silence on this issue is deadly. Till next time, stay safe, stay sharp, and never stop asking tough questions.